Because here in Matthew 5, in red letters, that means Jesus said it. That means turn the volume way up. Jesus literally says the words, "You are." And then he says what you're called to do. So in a world where we literally have a term called purpose anxiety, and we freak out over who we are and what we're supposed to do, I have really great news for you. If you open your word to Matthew 5, Jesus is about to say exactly that. And so we're gonna read Matthew 5, verse 13. We're gonna read it exactly for the whole verse because sometimes it's a lot easier to talk about the first part of this verse than the second part of this verse. It's easy to say, you are the salt of the earth. But it goes on to say, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. Then in verse 14, picking it up with a little more affirmation and positivity, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to the Father in heaven. I love this verse. Here Jesus is saying, this is who you are. This is who you're called to be. You are called to be the salt of the earth. You are called to be the light of the world. And I thought, how powerful that he literally says you are. So then I thought, how many times in the Bible does it so explicitly say those words, you are, especially from Jesus, like red letter moments, you are. So I Google it. How many times in the Bible does it say who you are? And to my delight, the first thing that popped up was 100 times in the Bible that the Bible says who you are and what you're called to do. I'm like, this is amazing. So I click on it and I read through the 100. And it was really cool and it was really great, but it was a little different than what I was searching for because it was someone who wrote an article that went through 100 different you are statements. Like she said, you are loved. And then backed it up with John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his one and only son. So yes, we are loved, absolutely true about who we are, because yes, John 3:16 is true, God so loved the world, we are 100% loved, but she wrote the you are. You are accepted, you are chosen, you are forgiven, you are heard, you are made new, all things true, all things in the Bible, several scriptures to back up the truth of the affirmation that she was writing about. But what was so funny to me is out of the 100 different verses listed, 2 of them didn't make the list. And the 2 verses that weren't included in the 100 verses of an article titled, Who You Are and What You're Called to Do, are the 2 times that Jesus literally said, who you are and what you're called to do. And I thought, what? So I read it again. Surely I missed it. No, there was no, you are the salt of the earth. There was no, you are the light of the world. And the 100 verses listed to who we are and what we're called to do. So I thought, why? How weird is that, right? That in this article titled Who You Are, it doesn't include the moment where Jesus said you are this. And then I thought, well, actually, they are different. These 100 things listed are actually different than the 2 verses that I'm talking about today. Why?